Hello and welcome to this Warcraft replay. This is going to be the first of a best 3 series. Once again, this is going to be including Fly, who is going to be spawning in as the red orc player in the top left. Let's pause the video to reset our frame rate and restart recording. There we go. So yeah, I do apologize that I waited another week and a half, I think just week this time, to cast another series. I was actually in the middle of preparations and study and examination for my practice exams, and now it has finished. Vigorous as it was, it has finally finished. Yeah, so, like I say, trying to be as active as possible, and to be honest, I did cast a series in the middle of the exam week, which was this series. Unfortunately, I made the biggest blunder of mistaking one of the players, and it's kind of easy to do that, especially when their name tags are blank. So anyway, this is going to be on the map Ancient Isles. We're going to have Fly spawning in as the red orc player on top left, and his opponent is going to be the blue night elf player, EleGaNt. Now, the player that I got mixed up with is obviously EleGaNt. I mistaken him for a Shishi, and despite me saying clearly in the beginning of game 1, or at least my first attempt, that Shishi Fly series has already happened, I just don't know. I don't know what was wrong with my mind. I just kept saying Shishi instead of EleGaNt. So anyway, yeah, back to the series. It's going to be a Demon Hunter first. For Shishi, it doesn't look like it's going to be anything out of the ordinary so far, and Fly is also going to get himself the Blade Master first. So it looks like pretty standard play from both players. Looking at no Warden first. I mean, we rarely see Wardens first against Orcs, but I guess, see Wardens more commonly on this map. It's just not against orcs, for I guess the reason being is that the units aren't really in like kill range with the shadow strikes and all that, so maybe that's the entire reasoning behind not picking the Warden. Demon Hunter is possibly, you could describe him as a more later game oriented hero. He scales really well, in fact. His mana burn can bring a lot to, I guess, fights, taking out the Windwalk, for example, from the Blade Master, or maybe even like the mana that was used for healing waves. That's burnt quite a bit from a Demon Hunter, especially if he gets level 2 to level 3 mana burns. We haven't been seeing that many level 5 Demon Hunters. Usually games are over before that point, but maybe we'll have it this game, who knows. Meanwhile, what Fly is going to go for right now is he's just simply harassing. He's completely neglected to go for some creeping. He doesn't even have any grunts available for the long distance creeping. He has one grunt out so far, and he's just there to, I guess, provide additional pressure for the Blade Masters, the targets that the Blade Master can't reach. So as we saw there, the Archer was taken out, but it was taken out by the Demon Hunter. The Demon Hunter was able to deny it before the Blade Master was able to get his first bit of experience. Interesting to note, as we generally see from Orc players against Night Elves, they are looking to deny the Moonwalls, and Moonwalls are pretty vital when you're playing Night Elf, not only because it provides supply, but it also is like another way of getting your units back into action. So if you have that down, then you can get into pretty vulnerable states. We might have had another mana burn here, but Blade Master doesn't have, I guess, justifiable mana. He does have Circlet, as well as the Boots of Speed he picked up from this shop. He sold his TB scroll just to get that extra boost in gold. And so far, we don't have much going on. We are very close to tier 2, so it looks like it's just, I'm guessing it's just a simple Bestiary Spur Lodge comp. The second hero will actually be pretty interesting, because I have actually casted this entire series. So yeah, tier 2 for EleGaNt as well. As we note that there is no Hunter's Hole placed down, so it is looking to be double Ancient of Winds, pretty standard against Orcs because Cyclone is generally the more favored gimmick for Night Elf players compared to like double Ancient Lores, Bears, and Dryads, and all that good stuff. So it's a little troublesome right now for EleGaNt because Fly is being constantly at EleGaNt's base, and this will mean that unless he places his Ancient of Winds out in the back, in the safety of the buildings, there'll be no problem. But if he doesn't, and the Ancient of Wind gets sniped out constantly, then Druids of Talon is not going to be that effective as you might not be aware of. I mean, I honestly think that Druids of Talon's, like, just the normal, like, without any interruption start can also lose games. I mean, it's not a guaranteed win if you go for that, but if it's like a delayed start, as you are seeing right now with the Blade Master cancelling that Ancient of Wind, it's going to be even more difficult to actually win the fight, and even the game. Alright, second hero is out. It is going to be Tauren Chieftain. He will be getting Endurance Aura as his first ability, and that is just to provide a steroid for the fellow grunts and possible raiders coming out. Ensnare is being completed very soon, and a raider is being queued up. So when you're facing double dots, you would be tending to go for, I mean, it's preferred to go early Spirit Lodge, but well, as you can see, Fly is pretty confident in his ability to delay these double Ancient of Winds. Even at the back, it's being forced to be cancelled by the Blade Master. EleGaNt is just creeping, and I mean, he's gonna lose quite a bit. He might even lose this Moonwell, but it is gonna force Fly to run away since the TP has been used. It's not much of an army though, so maybe Fly wasn't really aware of, I guess, the potential. But Ancient of Wonders, it will actually be destroyed as no Wisp has popped out. So a bit of gold wasted, some experience given to the Blade Master. So yeah, nice pick off right there. Tauren Chieftain's probably going to get a couple of levels himself as the Blade Master tries to just harass. And another point I want to, or at least another thing I want to point out is Tier 3 has been completed, and that will enable a third hero, Goblin Tinker. I guess pretty common hero combo for Night Elves, but I think instead of Naga it's the Beastmaster, which is the more common one, but besides the point, Tier 3 has been completed for EleGaNt, and what I want to point out is no Ancient of Winds are done, and that generally means that Adept training has yet to be completed either. So the real downside about having a really delayed Ancient of Winds, or at least a really early Tree of Eternity, is that time is not necessarily being used at the utmost efficiency. So he needs to spend time training Adept, or researching Adept training as he is doing now, and then he needs to spend another time researching Master's training, which takes a little longer than Adept. And plus also he needs to get his dots. He has no dots out in the field. He will most likely start Master training as soon as he finishes Adept training, so as of right now we only have like a couple of archers for EleGaNt, no dots, 3 heroes, but they're not as impactful as, I guess, the Blade Master Tauren Chieftain combo that Fly currently has, who's about to get 2-2 very soon. There we go, level 2, very close to level 2, but not quite there yet. But still, that's also interesting because it's not only the heroes, it's the units as well. 3 raiders, a couple of grunts, as well as a couple of spirit walkers. So right now it's a little bit of a scary army compared to EleGaNt's, who still remains those kind of units. Second Ancient Wind has been completed, so there we go with the first dot. Druid of Talon Master Training is underway, but yeah, it is going to be a bit of a problem. As you can see, supply is pretty much like advantage for Fly, 49 versus about 35, and of course this red creep camp has been cleared out by Fly, and the item has been dropped, and it is going to be the Wand of the Wind. Kind of ironic, I guess, because I mean, EleGaNt struggled a little bit trying to get those dots for that Cyclone, but all Fly needed to do was take care of a red creep camp, and then he got his own Cyclone. So, nice pick off right there with the Ensnare. Rather questionable usage of abilities and items from EleGaNt, because he used an invulnerability potion and then immediately preserved. I honestly felt that you should have either done one or the other. Don't use both, because it just wastes the invulnerability potion if you do. We have the first Cyclone up, but of course the Blade Master is a hero unit, so he takes reduced amount of CC, which means crowd control. And yeah, Ancient of Wonders once again being destroyed. Apparently Fly does not like that kind of building around. And to be honest, no attacks have occurred at Fly's base, so he is pretty much far ahead, I guess. I think he's pretty far ahead. Here's where I wondered why Fly chose to fall back instead of just completely steamroll the space. I mean, 42 versus 49, but still, it looked like Fly had a pretty good army against EleGaNt, but he chose to play safe. He's gone for an expand, or at least he's looking to expand since he's got a lot of peons here. Pair up the Vitality, boost of 150 health, always welcomed on the Terran Chieftain. Great Hole has been placed down, so thinking about the late game, Fly is, and it might even, I guess, motivate him to go over upkeep, since Shishi is kind of catching up there. I guess you could argue that a 50 food supply orc army is better than a 50 food supply of a dot army, so there's that. Now you can see which has been revived. Because the Ancient of Wonders kept getting hit, the point I wanted to make where, I mean, if you have three heroes, you need at least 2 preservation staffs. It's kind of not valid if your shop keeps getting destroyed, and the shop has been getting destroyed very constantly, actually. So yeah, TP scroll has been purchased for the Demon Hunter, so he can TP back if the army needs to. It does look like that the EleGaNt wants to go after this red creep camp, but will he do it, or will he be forced to TP immediately? I think he needs to TP back, because his dot has spotted this army. There we go with the TP. Actually pretty accurately timed right there. Ancient Wonders has been destroyed once again. There we go with a bunched up TP, which is perfect for the Terran Chieftain, because all you need to do is just go for the Shockwave. You can see how much damage it actually did. It's pretty horrendous for Night Elf players because you don't have any AoE healing items, and even if you did, I mean, the Ancient Wonders once again took a hit. But yeah, again, don't know. Maybe Fly's just playing super safe, that's why he TP'd back. Maybe he's scared of the amount of dots there are, actually, since they do autocast Fairy Fire, so that's reduced armor. Who knows? I'm pretty sure Fly would have been on point with his disenchants anyway, so I mean, you may never know, because it's a full fight has never really occurred, and this Troll Warlord will be taken out by EleGaNt, and the Ankh Reincarnation has been picked up, most likely going to be dropped or given to a more squishier hero. We did have an Ancient of War actually being placed down next to the Great Hole, but it was forced to cancel as, well, we have a lot of raiders. And here we go with a frontal assault at the main of Fly. This is actually the first attack on the main, so let's see who will react. Actually, it is going to be Fly going in for the defense. Do we have a TP scroll back? No, it doesn't. EleGaNt does not, so this looks like otherwise either he runs back. It looks like a pretty all-in-ish kind of fight here. because if he loses this, he has no way of recuperating. He has no way of escaping either. He even TP'd in with his Goblin Tinker, so that probably just shows that he wants to either make it or break it in this upcoming fight. We do have Speed Scroll being used for the Orc player. There we go with the Shockwave hitting a lot of those dots. Pocket Factory has been burst down as well. That was only a level 1 Pocket Factory as well, so yeah, it wasn't the most impactful. We still have an Ankh on the Naga Sea Witch, so even if she does die, she will come back with full health. Only drawback is I don't think she comes back with mana. Staff of the Wind has been used on the Demon Hunter, and it's pretty constant as well. Sobi Mask on the Turret Chieftain as well, so he will be able to pump out those shockwaves more quickly than not, but he did get mana burnt. We do hear just lots and lots of dots, I guess, dying, and GG from EleGaNt. That is going to be game 1, and surprisingly enough, EleGaNt wasn't that behind in terms of fly score, so that was a huge eye-opener for me when I actually first saw it. But yeah, that is going to be game 1. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed. I will see you guys in game 2.